Good morning, guys. It's that time again to go over my recent solds. 15 different items I sold. Most of them are over $40, so a lot of these are higher end items. So if you're out in the garage sales or thrift stores and you see some of these items, this video can help you guys learn what sells on eBay. Like always, remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to see the whole video so you don't miss out on any of the bolos. Let's get started. So the first item I have here is a Rock Band 4 guitar Fender. And normally, typically, a lot of people like to pass this stuff up. And actually, the funny thing is, when I found this at a garage sale, someone completely passed up the drum set and the guitar because they probably didn't want to deal with it because it's super bulky, but they left so much money on the table. So I ended up buying the guitar and the drums and the game and everything for $25, which is insane. And I ended up selling this for full price of $169.99. It did take a couple days to sell, but it did sell within a week. Always look for the model and learn this one by heart. 91161 is the model that I'm looking out for the Fenders when I'm out in the garage sales. I memorized that number because of the value, and I know that the drum set is 91162. Another higher end item, this one took a while to sell, and there's a reason why. This Danbury Mint 1964 Aston Martin sold for $139.99. The reason it did take a while to sell is because if you look at this picture right here, it was missing the handle. That was the main reason why that it did take a while to sell, but still, for the amount I got, I am still very happy. Just know that Danbury Mint is something you definitely want to be on the lookout for when you're looking at decorations and car models and stuff like that, because a lot of times it can be worth some serious money. I believe I paid $30 in an estate sale, so that's a very good flip for me. If you saw my last week's recent video, I did pick up a couple of Legos for $1 a piece. This was one of the many that I have already sold. This Lego set was the Back to the Future model, and it sold for full price of $51.99. So $1 into 51, that's always a very good flip in my book. So very happy with this, and always on the lookout for more Lego that's sealed. If you can get it really cheap and it's sealed, I would take the gamble and buy it, because normally Lego, I mean, even if it's really bad, you can at least get $15 for sealed Lego. So I'm always on the lookout for it. This was an estate sale pickup, and I did pay up for it. I paid $60 for this. I did sell it for $114.99, and it did take a while to sell, but that $16 was considering I got a bunch of other stuff as well. I think I ended up paying, I want to say $160 for the whole estate sale, and this was a big chunk out of that price, and I've already made my money back with some of the other items. So overall, I'm very happy with this. Keep in mind that DVDs do have value, sealed, especially if they're rare box sets. This one I have dealt with in the past, so I already knew that Tarzan 2 was going to be a very good one. Tarzan 1 is pretty good, but it's not as good as Volume 2. But normally with DVDs like this, I typically like to go the Amazon route, especially if it's a little bit more money, but a lot of times you're going to run into gates on Amazon, so that's always the issue with Amazon for me. So I'm still very happy that I sold this on eBay for that amount. In the beginning I mentioned I bought a guitar. I also bought the drums. Ended up selling for $210, not $249.99. So what happened was I sent offers, they counter offered with $200, I counter offered with $210. They took the $210 and it's sold, it's been delivered. The main reason I think a lot of people like passing up the drums is because it's so bulky, but when the value is this high and you only pay $25 with the guitar, I mean, I'll take this any day. I'll pack it any day. What I did was I packed it in a Home Depot large box, and those are perfect sizes for these kind of items. Very happy with this, and I, of course, like I mentioned, the model 91161, this is 91162 for the drum set. So both of those are locked in my head, and I don't think I'll ever forget them. Another recent video, in an estate sale, I picked up this Dodgers jacket. This Dodgers jacket did cost me $65. I did buy some other items that can give me my money back. So overall, I'm already in the profit because I paid $160, sold a couple hats already, so I'm already in the profit in that. This did sell for full price of $154.99, and it sold pretty fast within a day or two. Bomber jackets, especially vintage, always on the lookout for that stuff. Even if you don't like clothing, you cannot deny the value of this item. If you see it out, I would definitely pick it up. Even if you don't dabble in clothing, I would still pick it up. Another clothing item, this vintage Echo hoodie, it did sell for full price of $29.99. Echo is another thing that a lot of people tend to pass up because they think it's a low value and it's, you know, one of those skateboard brands that don't do very well anymore. This one does, and it just depends on the, again, the design and the age of it. This is a Y2K-esque kind of design, so it did sell because people are looking for that kind of stuff. In another video, I don't know if I mentioned it in a recent video or I'm gonna mention it in a future video. I do pre-record ahead of time, but I did sell this board short Billabong Sunday Airlight for $21.99. I sent out offers and they took it. Very happy, especially for board shorts, swim trunks. $20+ is excellent, and I found out that Billabong Sundays Airlights tend to do very well for around that price range. So whenever I'm looking at swim trunks, I'm always looking for that kind of stuff, especially if I have like an awesome design like this. This one I actually got at a rummage sale for $1, $20. I'm happy with that. I can't complain. There's no negatives for me for that. And then shipping clothing is super easy. You don't have to worry about it getting damaged, broken, whatever. Just put it in a poly mailer and ship it. If you do look at clothing and you tend to not look at trunks, I would start looking at them because there is value to be made on some of that stuff. This was an incredible find at a garage sale. They had like clothing and hats and stuff like that. Stuff that you wouldn't expect for them to have video game stuff. But I asked, and at first they said no. And then I mentioned, you know, the consoles, and I said Game Boy. And he said, you know what? I think I do have Pokemon Emerald. Before I bring it out, I think I'm gonna ask $10 for it. I said, sure. What if this is a fake? I know what to look for. So there's two things to look out for. There's a number on the front label, and then also in the back, if you see these chips, they're pretty prominent. So when they're fake, they're not prominent at all, and there's no stamp on the label. So it's pretty easy to tell when something's fake for Pokemon games like this. So when he brought it out, I was a little hesitant to give him the $10 at first. I wanted just to make sure real quick it was good, and it was. So I handed him the $10 and left. Very, very happy. The only downside and why I sold it for $194.99 was because it was a dry battery. If it saves and it's working like that, you can get up to upwards of 200+. So very happy with this flip, and it wouldn't have happened if I never asked. This Super Bowl crew necks have been moving. This is another one that sold for $52.49. This was on sale and someone bought it for that price. So very, very happy. At an estate sale, I picked up this and a couple of other vintage Rose Bowl kind of clothing for, I want to say $40 with a couple hats as well. So I've been in the profit. This gets me even more in the profit. Very happy with this sale. In a recent video, I picked up a bunch of Ever After High dolls at a garage sale / estate sale kind of scenario, and I paid $35 for it. I sold a doll, I think I want to say for $20-ish. This one sold for $39.99. So I am officially in the profit now for these Ever After High dolls, and I have a bunch still left to sell. So overall, I'm going to be doing very well with these Ever After High dolls. At first, when I ran into these, I did not know that they had value like Monster High does, and they actually do. But the key point is they have to have the accessories. If they don't have the accessories, the dolls just themselves are not worth very much. Very happy with this flip. Easy shipper, easy lister. The only thing that took a little bit of work is just see what accessories go with her. Another Ever After High pickup right here is this First Chapter Cupid doll. This one did sell very fast for $21.99. It is missing the harp and a couple other things that she's supposed to have. But regardless of that, it sold for that much. If it had the harp and everything, I think you can get $30 for it. Ever After High does sell. I would still prefer Monster High, but Ever After High is pretty good, close second.
I like money. I
do buy shoes. Shoes do sell, but they take a while for the right buyer to come. These ones were just that case, but they did sell for $44.09. Merrell shoes are very good, especially if they're running athletic type of shoes. I learned a little bit more about them, and if I ever see the style again, I'm going to be definitely picking it up if I can find it for cheap. Last sale right here is this Panasonic DMR EZ475V. This one I did highlight in a video, paid $10 for it. I did test the VHS, the DVD player, everything worked. The only function I could not test, and it is disclosed in the title, is the recording feature was untested. I have no doubt that the recording feature ended up working. It is delivered, it's been delivered, and just because the VHS, the DVD, and the condition of the whole set was so good, I have no doubt that it did work. The person that bought it probably got a good deal. I got an amazing profit from it, so I got a good deal out of it. So overall, very happy with this sale. Always on the lookout for these combos, but you have to be careful because a lot of times they don't work, or if they work, if you don't ship it right, they can't get damaged and they end up not working and then the buyer gets upset. So when you're dealing with these kind of combos, you have to be careful with that.
I gotta have more.
Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed my recent sales. Let me know in the comments below if you learned something from these sales, if you ran into any of these items when you're out in the wild. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, and follow my Instagram and TikTok at GrimzyRaider. Thank you for watching, and we'll see what I find next. Thanks, guys.